This is a Your Last Resorts production.
And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast. It's me, your host, Brandon Lejean. This week, my guest is Riley Flenniken, joining me here on the Your Last Resort podcast. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me, man.
Of course, dude. So Riley, if you guys don't know him, he's a graphic designer. He actually did, this is a good segue before we get into you, is he designed a new logo that if you're watching this, it'll be edited in right between us. If you're listening, you can go check out this part of the podcast and see it. If not, it will be up on my Instagram Friday. He designed a super dope logo for me for my comedy, and I'm getting some stickers made, and I'm going to have those out. They're going to be free, so if you want one, just let me know. If you live, far away, I'll ship you them. I know we got listeners in Germany and Australia and all that. If you guys want one, I'll send you one for sure. But yeah, dude, thank you so much. The artwork is super dope. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it.
It was super funny because I got it in the morning, and like you had done everything but the head, and the head is like the most important part, And so I was a little nervous because I just wanted to know how it was going to turn out, and I woke up and I got it, and at first I looked at it and I was like, I look kind of weird, and then I looked at it again and I was like, oh shit, no, it looks exactly like me. I just look weird. And I looked at this sticker and I was like, oh man, like this sticker is what made me realize that I might be a little ugly, Because, dude, it looks just like me. Like my girlfriend saw it and she was like, oh my God, it looks exactly like you. And that's the moment when I was like, damn, I'm just ugly. That's what's bothering me about it.
Hey, don't worry, because what I did, since it's comedic, it's funny, So I exaggerated your features, made your ears a little bigger.
Nah, yeah. You gotta hype me up, make me feel better. I appreciate it, dude. It's super dope. I love that I kind of was able to just give it to you and let you do your own creative thing, and you threw the little like the bra and the underwear on stage and the arms. I love the crowd is so cool. It's so simple with the circles, but it's so like elegant. It was a great job, dude. If you guys need any graphic design done, he's the guy that I suggest. You're now the official graphic designer of the Your Last Resort podcast, so congrats. All right, dude, so before we fully get into you, because I want to talk to you about how you got in graphic design, I want to talk to you a little bit about football. I know we used to play football, all that kind of stuff. I like to start the podcast off with a little, no nonsense. The first segment that we ever had on this were Would You Rather. So we're going to do one Would You Rather right now, and we'll come back to the segment later. But the first Would You Rather I got here is, would you rather 100 flies land on you a day or step in dog shit twice a day every day? So none of these questions are supposed to be easy. They're supposed to be because sometimes people will be like, well, can I kill myself? And it's like, no, this is supposed to be a shitty question. So I want you to think about it. So, what are you thinking? 100 flies on a day or step in dog shit twice a day?
To be honest, this is a really easy one for me. Okay. So I work at PetSmart, right?
I'm so excited to talk to you about that too.
Bro, so I would definitely pick dog shit twice a day because that is nothing. That is nothing to what I go through on the daily. Right.
Yeah, I feel you. I think too, if you stepped in dog shit every day, there's a chance 100 flies are going to follow you around at some point.
That's true.
Also, as someone who's into shoes, and I like the shoes you got on too.
Shout out Ross.
Yeah, shout out Ross. Dude, Ross is the come up. If you're too proud to shop at Ross, that's just your own fault at that point.
Dude, that's where I find my best clothes.
No, Ross is gold. My buddy, shout out Dio Reynoso, introduced me to thrift shopping, and I went thrift shopping one day, and I came back with 2 new pairs of shoes, 6 long sleeves, Tella shirts, and I was $50, and I was
bro.
Dude, this is amazing. Why was I ever buying on brand at store clothes ever?
Exactly.
It's for sure the move.
Bro, there was this Columbia crew neck fleece.
Yeah.
It was $95, but I got it for $25, bro.
Damn. Yeah, dude, you straight up. I have a pair of these blue Nikes that they're just they're just free runs, but they're in great condition. I got them for $2. They were just in a store in my size. I picked them up. It was $2, and the heel had a little dirt on it. I wiped it off. I was just yeah, I'm never buying that shit again. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think I would go with the dog shit, just because the flies would be annoying and it'd be gross. But the only thing I worry about is it's an unpredictable twice a day. So if I stepped with my nice shoes and dog shit, sadness.
Yes.
That's a good segue, though. The kicks of the cast. You guys, I changed the camera angle. It was a little grainy last time, and it was zoomed out. I was trying to include the room more, but this is going to be better quality. You can see our reactions and all that. This week, my kicks of the cast are the Air Jordan 1 Mochas. I got them on the drop. I got super lucky. Like, you know how terrible the sneakers app is. It's such... I like... really wanted these, and I woke up at like 6:59. I clicked on the app, and it was like, what size? And I was like, 11 and a half. And then it was like, credit card, and I was like, that one. And then it was like, congrats, you got them. And I was like, cool. And then I just went back to sleep. And like, people were on it for hours trying to win them. So I got super lucky. But yeah, those are the kicks of the cat. What are you wearing?
To be honest, they're Adidas. I don't even know like what.
No, those are fresh though.
Thank you, bro.
They kind of look like that Asics brand shoe. I know they're Adidas, but they kind of look like a lot of the Asics shoes that they have.
Like with the stripes. Right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like wrestling shoes too.
Yeah, but these are like fresh because they're like, I feel like you can wear those and they look nice because they're the white. But I love shoes when they're white on like the top and then off-white on the side because you like, it's almost like a protective bumper. Like I have no fucking fear. I'm wearing white shoes and I'm fearless. Yeah,
bro, literally like, cause I was just at my grandma's.
Yeah.
And we were walking her dog and we were like at a park and there was some dirt.
Yeah.
And bro, like some of it like got on here and it got on the bumper, but it just wiped off, bro. Like this is like rubber.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's super nice. It's super clutch. Yeah, those are dope shoes. Okay, so we did the kicks of the cast. We did the first Would You Rather. Now I want to talk about you as my guest. So the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, is graphic design. You know, I hadn't talked to you in a little bit. I knew that you were playing football and you were into that, and you know, you're a little bit younger than me, so you kind of just graduated high school and all that. Now you're into graphic design. You're a great graphic designer. How did you get into it?
Okay, so in high school, initially I wanted to be like an athletic trainer or something like that.
Yeah.
I was into kinesiology, like that subject. But then my senior year of high school, I took a graphic design class. It was called digital design, and then I realized that there were a lot of job opportunities in that field. And I also just really enjoyed it. Like it wasn't work to me; it was just fun.
No, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just came natural to me. So it was just like I just realized like this is kind of perfect.
That's awesome.
And then ever
dude.
since then, like I've just been flowing.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. Yeah, because I remember seeing you like. I remember the first time that I kind of saw that you were doing graphic design. I'd seen you make some things and tag some artists, and my sister Paige has a Mac Miller like portrait that hanging up in her room that you did and stuff.
She was my very first customer.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, she was. It's good, dude. Like it's still for your first customer. It's cool that you were able to put out a really good product. Your first. You know, you worked at it before you went kind of public with it and started really promoting your shit and all that. Yeah, so you got into it that way, and then you're going to school for it now?
So I was going to school for graphic design, just up until like I don't know, maybe a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Just because I want to make a business out of it, so I want to have a clothing line.
Okay.
So I want to do like work on the side, like the kind of stuff that I do for you. Personal projects and see where that takes me. But I also want to have my clothing brand where I design.
That's awesome, dude.
For that, and then I also want to make an animation like show.
Fuck yeah, that'd be sick.
So.
That's sick. Yeah, that's cool that you want to do a show because, you know, on like the other end, I always like I want to write a show. That's a goal one day. So maybe we'll join forces one day, dude.
I could animate.
Yeah,
write it,
yeah, exactly, dude. We could do something like that because, yeah, dude, it's really good that you have these. And I don't mean side hustle in like a negative way, taking away from them, but like you're good at graphic design and you have these goals and dreams of animating a show, and then you want to do a clothing line, and you're keeping yourself busy because I think you're talented at something, and it's very easy when you're talented at something to stay like stagnant with it and just be content with doing one thing. And there's nothing wrong with being a specialist, but it's so good that you're doing this vast kind of thing. What's like the hard? Because I'm so not in the graphic design world. What's the hardest part? Is it the so like I gave you an idea, I gave you a very terrible sketch of it, but is it like getting started? Is it the finishing details? Is it the middle? Like to you, what is the hardest part of graphic design?
Shading.
Shading? Okay, you have to
It
explain to
is
me because I'm
very-
dumb. What is shading?
It's very okay. So basically, I start with the outline
Yeah.
usually, and then after the outline, I just color it in. So then the shading is when I just get a darker color, like say this blue.
Yeah.
And then I go and then I go to the blue, get a darker shade of it, and then I start making the lines. And
Oh,
stuff.
the real details and stuff.
and
Damn.
the detail is just very tedious.
Yeah.
It's just, especially in faces.
Oh, I
It's
can't even
fun,
imagine.
It's fun, and it's so nice because like that's what makes it really like it's like come together. It's
Yeah,
like,
no,
boom,
exactly.
Boom, there
Yeah.
it is. But it's just like dang, like that's why I did your face last.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest part. So like I
No, I
just,
totally-
putting it off.
Yeah, I totally figured because I mean that makes sense because the way I kind of figured you were gonna allude to something like the most tedious part because the thing I can relate it to in comedy is like the start is fun when you write a joke, like you have an idea, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do a topic about this, and you're like cool, and it starts to generate, and then writing it's fun too, and then that like period of like almost shading where you're over and over again of trying it out and you're like, okay, this bombed, and you're like, okay, I got a little laugh, you're like, oh, a bigger laugh, but that part's not funny, tweak this and tweak that, and it can get like overwhelming, and it sucks to have a joke not hit or not be, or it's so easy to go back to like your go-to bit, and so then when you finally get it, that's kind of what you were saying, when it's all, it sucks, but when it's all done and you have that finished product, you're just like, yes, dude.
It feels so good.
Yes,
doesn't
it's like our mental boner, and for lack of a better word, just that the stimulation that you completed what is important to you the most. So
Right.
yeah, dude, that's super cool that you got into that and that doing all that. I want to make sure I asked everything I did because you explained to me the hardest parts, what it's like. What's your favorite? I mean, besides finishing it, is there like a part that you really enjoy about it? Like,
Ooh.
I know that's a very tough, specific question.
Literally coming up with it.
Okay.
I get so excited.
I could tell, like when you, and it's
Yeah.
cool, and it was cool because like I'm so out of this world. I was like, hey, this is what I want. And you were like, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna do something, a little stage, a spotlight on the shoes. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna do the bigger head because it's comical. And I was like, oh, dude, you're spitting right now. Like your brain is fully flowing. You were full function right there. So that's dope. So yeah, coming up with it. Do you ever get like, I guess the equivalent of writer's block? Like, does sometimes someone present something to you, or you're looking for that next design that you want to do, and you just like nothing, you can't, like you look at it and you're like, I don't know what to do. Do you ever have that?
Okay, so that's only when someone like gives me an idea and I have to like follow a format. It's like, I'm like, it sounds kind of negative because I love making things for people.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes it comes really easily, but then sometimes it's like, I don't know, it's like kind of hard to work with that. So
Especially if it's very vague.
Yeah. So like, exactly. So sometimes I kind of have trouble with that because I don't know exactly what they would want. But then sometimes I just like kind of just get the feel for it. But then other than that, when I'm making my own projects, I basically just do whatever comes to me because it's like literally I'll just be in my bed and like close my eyes and just kind of like think of stuff and just I take a video on Snapchat of me explaining it so I don't forget, and then I watch the video and then I go to work.
That's awesome. That's so funny. I love to hear how other artists remember good ideas because I have in my app, I write everything in a notebook because it's easier to remember and feels more personal. But like if we were sitting here just hanging out and I said something funny and like you both laughed and I was like, oh, that could be a good bit. I'll jot in my notes just like nonsense. Like it'll be like tiny duck, big hat, and like someone would read it and be like, the fuck is this? Like what do you? But in my mind, I'm like, oh, I want to talk about how funny it'd be if a duck wore, shit like that. Yeah, and so that's cool. I love to hear how musicians and graphic designers and other artists just come up with ways to remember shit. Because yeah, dude, the Snapchat, I have like 3 different notes filled with just gibberish. Like if I went back to the first joke list and read probably like one of the jokes that I never wrote out, I would be like, I don't even know what I'm talking about here.
Right.
So that's funny. Okay, so we're gonna move into one of the first segments. This one is the Avid Deserter segment. So this is where I'm gonna have you name your top 3 desserts and your least favorite dessert. Okay. So the only stipulations are if you're gonna go like ice cream pie cake, give me like cookies and cream, apple pie, funfetti cake. So it's just not like a basic ass answer. And also, if you can't think of the one you hate, I understand. That one's a little hard. I can start naming off some that people said. But yeah, tell us your 3. I'm gonna grab the candy bar that we're gonna try because I got it under here.
Ooh, love to see it. I was actually gonna bring some because that was gonna be my favorite.
What's
like the traffic, man?
What's your favorite? Because the thing is I normally ask like, hey, what's your favorite? But I'm now like 13 or 14 weeks into this segment. So last week, my guest, he was on like favorite candy bar number 9 by the time that we were like, I hadn't already tried it, So I felt I just was like, I'm just gonna start picking them out, and so I don't just like let the person down. What's your favorite though? Because now I'm gonna feel like shit if I haven't done it yet. What's your favorite candy bar?
That's tough. Can you tell me yours first?
Mine is a Reese's Take 5. Do you know what that is? They're kind of weird. So it's a Reese's, like it comes in a circle, and it's not like the regular Reese's cup. It's milk chocolate, caramel, the peanut butter, and then a pretzel inside. So you get like a crunch, and it's sweet and salty. Dude, I was a Snickers and a Kit Kat guy were my top, and then I tried one of these probably like a year ago, and it dethroned it. They're so good. You owe it to yourself to try one if you're a sweets guy.
Where do you even get them?
Dude, they're at like 7-Eleven, like gas stations. The market, like I went to the market and like I couldn't find a Heath bar, which is what we're gonna try, but they didn't have a fucking Heath bar there. I had to go to like Rite Aid to get it, and so like.
Hey, Rite Aid's clutch.
No, Rite Aid is super clutch. They have like, I mean, if you're gonna go get like food like chicken and stuff, don't go to Rite Aid, but like you need candy, drinks, ice cream, shampoo, any of that shit. Rite Aid has it. So yeah, that's my favorite. So do you have a favorite? Do you know your favorite candy bar or no?
I do love Kit Kats.
Okay.
Man. I like you know what I love? It's like not really like a candy bar. But I love what are they called? They
explain it to me. I might know.
They have like the gold wrapper, and then at the bottom it's like almost like the wrapper on the inside of the Reese's cup.
Shit! Like they're like a circle, right?
Yeah. It's
God
like
damn it! I don't know what they're called.
Like crunchy.
Yeah. Dude, that's gonna bother me. I know exactly.
Whoever's watching this and they know.
Someone's mad right now. Someone's screaming.
It's fucking called this.
I had that happen not too long ago with something. I was talking about. You remember those old bags of like they sold them in 3-packs. There were cookies, little Cheez-Its, and something else, and they were like little minis, and they were called Bites. And I couldn't remember. And I had someone like 5 days later just send me a picture of them in my DMs, and they were like Bites, and I was like, I love you, like thank you because I couldn't remember what they were called.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I literally had one the other day, and I always forget. And I looked at it, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna forget it this time.
I don't know. Are they not called? They're not called Roca almonds, right? That's not what. They're not those.
I don't think so. I think it's like something like French or something. And it's just like
it's
like A. Like
no, we're 100% on the same page of what it is. No idea. No idea.
It's almost like I want to say. I don't even know.
Yeah. All right. So what is then your 3 favorite desserts? And you can go outside of chocolate, like because here's mine. And people are gonna laugh because I'm really bad at remembering. Like my top 3 always change, but it's got to be apple pie, fried ice cream, and then the third one is the one that I can never remember what I originally said, so it always changes. It's just kind of like whatever I feel. So I'm gonna go with what is my favorite right now? Probably cookie dough ice cream, like some Ben and Jerry's cookie dough. I always give a random, and then my least favorite always is Jell-O. I think Jell-O's a bullshit. It's for old people and sick people. It's fucking stupid. Do you know how you make Jell-O? It's just you add water to a packet and put it in the fridge. It's not a fucking dessert.
All right. When you make it, like it sounds kind of gross, but I love Jell-O, man.
Fuck you, man. I hate Jell-O. It's okay. You can like Jell-O.
We can't be friends.
No, yeah. This podcast is done. I'm out of here. I can't work with you. Yeah, no, I hate Jell-O, but here's the thing, man. You can like Jell-O. It's okay. Is Jell-O one of your top 3?
Not one of my top 3, but I have a funny quick.
Yeah, no, dude, that's the podcast. There's no nonsense. Share stories. It makes you're a better guest. You'll climb up the ratings of favorite guest.
All right, man. So we were at like a buffet. It was like $20. I was like, let's say like 8 maybe.
Yeah.
$20 buffet, and the only thing that I came back with on my plate was just a plate full of Jello.
That's hilarious,
And
dude.
my mom was pissed because I paid $20 for you to get this.
Fuck that, dude. Yeah. Buffets are dangerous with desserts. Like, we used to hit a buffet. We used to hit Golden Corral in every away game when I was at Murray State. And I wasn't playing my last year, so, like, it didn't really matter what I ate the night before a game because I wasn't going to see the field. One time, I think I ate, unproudly, I think I had 20 chocolate-covered marshmallows.
Bro, they have the best desserts.
Bro, they got fountains. Golden Corral is an underrated cuisine.
Marshmallows.
Oh, dude, and they got like strawberries, Rice Krispie treats. You can put a chocolate chip cookie in the chocolate fountain if you really want to.
Man. Hey, not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of their food, but their desserts are top tier.
The food's not that great. It's like you get what you paid for. You paid $12 for all you can eat. You know?
So, hey, $12 for all you can eat dessert. I'm not
Exactly. No, yeah. And then you can, and there's like some decent, none of the food is exceptional, but you can like get by with, you can go like with this, you can grab like fried chicken, there's steak, but you gotta get that shit like well done so you don't get food poisoning. And they have like mac and cheese. And those are like the 3 safe options. Otherwise, you're kind of, and they got like sweet and sour chicken. I'm like, am I really gonna let like this fat white guy from Kentucky make my sweet and sour chicken? Like, oh yeah, I'm sure Golden Corral is like my new standard for sweet and sour chicken. There probably hasn't been an Asian person in a Golden Corral in years. I'm not gonna eat their Chinese food.
They definitely have. There hasn't been an Asian step foot in the one in Kentucky.
Oh, definitely not. We had a buffet in Kentucky called August Moon. And it was like, I shit you not, dude, the building was the size of the fucking Walmart. It was huge. And people would drive 40, 50 miles to eat at this place. 6 out of 10.
Ugh.
6 out of 10 at best.
Hey, to them though.
Dude, there were billboards for it along like those 2-lane highways and shit. Like,
Not the 2-lane highway.
yeah, people would be like, I drove it, like, cause my girlfriend worked there for like a couple months when she lived out there, and people would be like, we drove an hour to have this place. I'm like, you guys are so fucking sad. Like, you don't have shit better to do. That place it was all you can eat, so like we would stay going there, but you were in no way eating like good food whatsoever. It was bullshit. That Jello story is hilarious. Okay, so we got to get back on track. Top 3 favorite desserts. Give them to me. Doesn't have to be in order either. You can just do top 3.
I think that we're very much alike in that we love you love textures in your food.
Dude, yep. Wow, we just like soul bonded right there. Texture is so important for me with food and everything. That's why I like these. Cause like I like anything that has like, I don't know, like I had you like Milky Ways?
I do.
The taste is good, but I feel the texture is so bland to me.
There's something weird about it, how it's like the chocolate, it's almost like it's like a shell.
Yeah.
And then like
The inside's almost like a marshmallow, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's weird.
With the caramel, I don't know. Yeah, I've always like thought there's something weird about Milky Way.
Yeah, same with Three Musketeers kind of collapsed the same way.
Yeah.
Like they're
Three
just
Musketeers are trippy, bro.
they're like spineless candy bars. They're boneless candy bars. Okay, so you were saying that we're same in texture.
Okay, so I love chocolate malted crunch ice cream.
Okay, that's a good one.
As a kid, also. Okay, so I love ice cream. But I also love sherbet ice cream.
Oh, dude, Rainbow Sherbet is one of my favorite ice creams.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be right behind the cookie dough for me. I love that shit.
Cookie dough too, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so like those are like my ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, in my like boom, like number one.
Ice cream, and that's your little range of ice cream. I like it.
Subcategory.
Yeah, I like it. You're getting real. I can't think of the word. I was gonna say frivolous, but that has to do with spending money. So we're just gonna not have a word for it. But good job. All right.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, one thing that I do love is brownies.
Okay.
I never have them though, but I love brownies.
Brownies are good. You like them with nuts or without nuts?
I do like the nuts.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm not a big fan of nuts in the brownies, but like, I can respect it. You know, like I don't respect Jello, but I can respect nuts and brownies. I get why people like it.
Not all the time though.
Yeah, it depends. Like, you can go overboard because nuts are like a flavor stealer. And it is nice because like I like the nuts and Snickers are great because it like calms the candy. It's not so sweet. Like you can eat a Snickers and be like, all right, let's go run a lap right now. Like,
exactly.
It can energize.
I eat Snickers at halftime.
Yeah, dude. Snickers can substitute as a meal. Like if you need to eat in 2 hours, grab the fucking Snickers.
Literally, bro.
But yeah, so the nuts can like help, but then sometimes you're just like, this tastes like cardboard. There's so many nuts in it. So, all right. So brownies, you like it with ice cream, a la mode or no?
Ooh, I do like that.
Yeah, a la mode. I like that. What's your third one? Third dessert?
Before I go to my third,
Yes.
my favorite thing about the brownies, the end pieces.
Oh, I do. Yes, dude. Again, the texture, because you get not all of it's like hard. But there's like, it's almost like a slice of pizza. You got the little crust on it. Yeah, dude. So it's not just all mushy, soft brownie.
Right.
I love, yes, dude. We're very similar on this dessert
Absolutely.
thing. All right.
I feel like I'm very like basic in my top 3 desserts.
Nah, dude, these are good. These are good. What's the you said chocolate
malted crunch.
I've never like
it's
that.
The one with like the little white kind of like white balls. And
Oh yeah. Okay, see, no, that's not a basic answer, dude. That's most people are like, oh, I like chocolate ice cream, and I like pie, and I like cookies. And like,
you sound like Carl Weaver.
Carl, dude, what a blast into my brain. I haven't thought about Jimmy Neutron in a while. That's a good show.
Dude, I love that show.
Yeah, I like the movie too. Classic.
Yeah.
It was cool because when the movie came out, my aunt, R.I.P. my aunt, she worked at Nickelodeon. She like animated for shows like My Life as a Teenage Robot, The Mighty Bee, El Tigre, and all those shows.
That's so cool.
So I saw the SpongeBob movie before it came out. I saw God, what did I just call the name of it? Jimmy Neutron. Is that what the show's called? I just forgot the name. The CT's catching up to me, dude. It's getting dangerous. Yeah, the Jimmy Neutron. I saw that movie before it came out, and yeah, dude. So, okay, yeah, third favorite dessert. I like getting off on these tangents. When I seem like I'm going back, it's just so that we don't forget, and then people listening are like, "What the fuck? I wanted to know his third favorite." So, yeah. What's your third?
Oh man, that's kind of tough. I feel like I just love desserts. It's just kind of like look at the menu and I'm like.
No, there's so many great ones. I had this like, it's called Somi down in Fullerton. Have you ever had it?
No.
It's like ice cream, and then they'll put like some little like toppings on it. Like it's like you can get like Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch, chocolate chips, sprinkles, shit like that. But then on top of the ice cream is like it's like a pastry that's a fish. And the fish's mouth is open, so it fits like right on top of the ice cream, like just like this on the bite.
I saw that.
And they're filled with custard. Dude, so good.
Dude.
So good. And like it's one of those desserts where it's really sweet, so like you go with your girl and split it, and like you don't you get your sweet feeling, but you also don't feel like a piece of shit after.
Speaking of sweet, you worked at Cinnaholic, right?
Yeah, I did work at Cinnaholic.
Dude, I had that once and it was so sweet, bro.
It's really sweet.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, you can get like less sweet flavors, but it's definitely like, I mean, if you like, I don't get why people go in there unless because it's a vegan establishment. So unless like you're vegan and you want a cinnamon roll, I never understood when people are like, I'll just get the regular icing. It's like, why, dude? Like, because you can get fucking like s'mores, cinnamon rolls. You can get cookies and cream, but they get a little extreme. And so
it's like afters too. Like
one. Oh, I love afters also, but that's a place that you eat it and like the next morning you feel bad.
Yeah.
You wake up and you're just like, oh fuck, like you feel like you went on a bender, but it was just eating a donut but it was a donut with ice cream in it. You asked for it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, third favorite. We'll get there. We'll eventually hear your third favorite. It'll happen.
By the end of this episode.
Yeah, by the end of this episode.
That's so tough. Having writer's block now.
Shoot, dude. I mean, if you can't think of one, it's okay. You just have a vast love for desserts. Are you like pie or cake or anything like that? Any of those slip into it?
Stealing one of my mom's favorites.
Yeah.
Yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Okay, I've never had. I'm not a cake guy. But the cake is like the thing I said with the brownies with nuts. Like, I can get why people like it, but I still like cake. Icing's too sweet for me, so I don't like when there's like the frosting on top of cupcakes and cakes. But so it's you said a lemon cake or
it's yellow.
Yellow cake, my
Yellow
bad.
cake with chocolate frosting.
Okay.
So it's like.
What's yellow
it's not
cake
too
like?
Sweet. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just like.
Is it similar to like basic cake with the flavor, or does it have like a fruity flavor?
Almost like a dough.
Okay. I kind of.
Doughy taste almost.
Yeah, it feels
like
heavier than just like regular vanilla cake or chocolate cake. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like a base almost. It's like you can do anything with it. Really.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, and then you can add kind of just different icing and flavor.
Exactly. So it's just like kind of goes with everything. Like
that's what's up.
It's like the dough to a pizza. Really.
Okay, I like it. That sounds good. Do you know a least favorite? Or do you want to skip? You can skip it.
Least favorite?
Anything that you're just like,
Man.
because we've heard. I'll
Black
give you
chocolate, black licorice, man.
black. That's a good one. You know what's funny is no one said that yet.
Yeah. My dad loves. What are they called? They're like the black and purple or like white and purple clocks. Something and something.
Oh god damn it! I know what you're talking about.
Bro,
but it's just like they're like smaller licorice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those
but
are
yeah,
disgusting.
black licorice.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm surprised no one said that yet. I think it's almost like everyone hates it, but it's like because your dad likes it, you're around it. Like no one I know eats it, so it doesn't cross my mind. Because I mean, black licorice, I'd rather have Jello than black licorice, straight up. But I never thought because it's just like it doesn't exist. It's like polio. My family got vaccinated for this shit. It doesn't matter to me. But black licorice. That's a good answer, dude. That one has not been said yet. We've gotten like creme brulee. Someone said cake, but that's just because they're not a cake person. So all right. So now, dude, here's your Heath bar. You ever had one of these?
Yes.
You like them or no?
I always like take it easy on these.
Yeah.
Like, kind of heavy on the teeth.
Yeah. They definitely make you feel like you're gonna lose some teeth. All right, dude. So we're gonna try them right now, and then I give them a rating 1 through 10. I use decimals. If you want to give you like a prefer, like the Reese's Take 5, I gave them a 9.5, just so that there's always like room for something maybe I have better.
Right.
And the worst I've given so far is I think I gave a 6.7 to a whatchamacallit. You ever had a whatchamacallit?
Ooh, I think I have, but I kind of.
Yeah, you don't need to have one. They're fucking terrible. They're so bad that like I ate half of it, and normally I'll finish these later after the podcast. It sat in my freezer so long, and no one in my family wanted to eat it. It just got thrown away because it was so bad. All right, so I'm gonna try this. I've had a Heath bar before for the listeners. I really like Heath bars because they're like
Salty.
yeah. So like my immediate con for them is the stickiness of like my teeth are gonna get pulled out when I eat it, but I really like the toffee flavor because it's weird because it's not too sweet, but it like feels so bad for your teeth. It's kind of like how it's the same thing as with Butterfingers, how they just like I'll taste this Heath bar 2 hours later because this shit's gonna be stuck in my teeth till I brush my teeth again.
Yeah, literally.
I really like these. I like the flavor to them. I'm gonna go for a second bite. How do you feel about these? What do you like
They're
about
a very
them?
nice break. Like when I was a kid, like on Halloween, I'd get a Heath bar. It was a nice break from like all the sweet candy.
Yeah.
It'd be like this is like my like intermission candy. You know what I mean?
It's like that needed, like it's the fucking defibrillator to just shock you back into like, all right, I'm ready for more candy. Yeah, these are like very adult candy bars. Like I imagine not a lot of kids like these. I know you liked them as a kid, but
even like the name and design is like.
Yeah, this doesn't look exciting. Like no kid is like, Mom, can I have a Heath bar? Like, this looks like something like a lawyer eats or like a taxidermist. Like, you know what I mean? It's just sad. Like, like look at this shit. This shit does not look good.
It looks almost like a protein bar.
Yeah, it looks like a protein bar or a briefcase or like you'd eat this to wake up in the morning on your bullshit keto diet. It doesn't look good, but this is really good, dude. I'm gonna give it an 8.9. So that's pretty up there on my list. I don't know what that passed because my phone has the list. I'll start bringing a list on here, guys, so I don't have to just guess where it is. But I think that's going to put it in the top 5 for me, which I recently discovered these, and I do really like them. What would you give it out of 10? You don't have to go to decimal point like I do. It's just some.
I'll definitely go decimal point.
I like it. I like how into desserts you are. You have to be the most like into dessert guest. Like I had a guest a few weeks. Shout out Mike Kim, great guest. But he was like, he didn't even try the candy bar with me because he was on I'm on a 75-day diet and I can't have sweets for 75 days. So it's just me fucking eating it by myself like a fat.
You felt real fat.
Yeah, dude, I felt sad. He had already called me fat. He already was like, how often do you have dessert? And I was like, I don't know, 3 times a week. And he's like, really? How many? I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5. And he's like, that's terrible for you. I was like, stop. You're bringing on my podcast to make me feel like shit. Yeah, this isn't why you're here, dude.
Bro, one time I got my haircut by your dad. Shout out Stacy.
Yeah, shout out Stacy. He's been on this podcast. Shout out Straight Up Barbershop.
Yeah, and then it was when you were playing football at Murray State, and then he was talking to me about your diet. He was like, it's gross, dude. He was like, you eat a whole bunch of cookies and stuff.
I would just eat I would.
Non-stop.
It sounds cool to people at first because I'm like, I would eat 5,000 calories a day, and you could really eat whatever you want. But dude, people don't understand. If you have to be somewhere at 8 a.m., you're like, oh, I can wake up at 7:30 and leave, and I'll have a cup of coffee. If you're not a coffee drinker, you're like, I'll have a banana or I'll eat later. Bro, I'd be like, oh, I gotta be somewhere at 7. I guess I'll wake up at 6 so I can have my 6 eggs, a cup of oatmeal, 3 sausage, a banana, and a protein shake. So I burping up, throw up as I go to my morning lift. It was so terrible. And it's funny because I'm now 40 pounds, almost 50 pounds lighter than when I played. Mm-hmm. So I see pictures of me 2 years ago, and dude, don't get me wrong. I got some fucking pythons on my arms, but my face I look unhealthy. My face looks like I was stung by bees and I was swollen and shit. It's so gross. I wore a 2XL shirt at one point. I got so big. A 2XL shirt would look ridiculous on me now. But yeah, dude, the diet was so gross. I would eat 4 to 5 meals a day. At one point I was doing 6,000 calories when I really had to put on weight for college. It was terrible. People, and it's such a misconception because I'm sure there's people who are overweight who are like, shut the fuck up. I would love to eat that much and struggle to gain weight. But that was the nicest thing about being done with football. Is I called my girlfriend and she's like, hey, I know, dude, you'll never guess what? I didn't eat breakfast this morning. It was so nice. 6 eggs a day, dude. I eat 2 PB&Js a day.
It's so taxing, and it makes you lose your love for food.
Yeah, dude, I hate PB&Js.
I used to love
hate
them.
them. Yeah,
I had them every single day.
It took me till only probably 6 or 7 months ago to like eggs again. There was a point where I was like, get eggs away from me.
I'm still on that.
Yeah, I just started liking eggs again. Oatmeal still is hit or miss, and yeah, PB&J is shoot me, dude. I'd rather starve than have a PB&J right now. Yeah, dude. Okay, so we're gonna move into talking about you again. So perfect segue. We're talking about football. You played football in high school, and I know you went to Mount Sac. What kind of happened with that? If you don't mind talking about it, if it's not a sore subject or anything, we can always edit stuff out in this podcast. But I know you went to Sac, and then I just kind of following on social media. I don't really know what happened. What ended up happening with all that?
All right, so to kind of give the whole story. So
yeah.
My senior year in high school, I don't know if you did this, but did you practice with Santa Ana College when you were
my off season. I did Cerritos because I was going to go to Cerritos first, and then I switched to Santa Ana.
So that's exactly
I understand what you're. Oh, you did the same thing. Oh, perfect. This is cool,
West.
Dude. We're kindred spirits. This is awesome. We're the same person. Yeah. Sorry if you can hear me. I'm gonna continue eating this fucking candy bar.
I was put the mic away because I was eating. I was like,
that's the ASMR part of it. It's their mukbang. I'm gonna start putting in the bio hashtag mukbang, hashtag ASMR. Get a little more views up on that shit.
I like that.
What are you trying to know?
This podcast is versatile.
We got mukbangs. We got dumbass of the week. Would you rather? Sometimes I talk about penises, sometimes I talk about butts. You never know what's going to come out of this podcast. What were you saying, though? So you practiced with both?
Oh, yeah. So I was at Golden West, and then I ended up going to Mount Sac because my brother was there, and just a few other reasons, but it's the main reason. And so I was at Mount Sac. I gray shirted there.
Gray shirting fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't gray shirt, but people I saw gray shirt. You can gray shirt at a university. They'll have dudes come on, and they'll pay for their school and stuff, or they'll tell them hey, I'll put you on scholarship like next year type shit, and they'll gray shirt, and like they'll have classes throughout the day, and they have like a set lifting time where they come and can only lift with other gray shirters. Like they can't go to a meeting, they can't be on the sideline during games, like they can't, you are like part of the team but not part of the team.
Dang.
That would be fucking awful. Yeah, someone told me about that when I got to Murray. Like they were like, oh, I gray shirted somewhere else, and they were just like, it was fucking horrible. So sorry, you were gray shirting?
Yeah, and then I gray shirted a season there, and then I ended up going back to Golden West because I realized that like that was a better fit for me after.
Yeah,
being
and like playing time, I'm sure, and all that. That's why I left to Santa Ana. Like I wasn't gonna play at Cerritos, and I was gonna start at Santa Ana. So I was like, yeah, one school's a little better than the other, but I need film. That's kind of all it is. Yeah, it's exactly. If you don't get on the field, you can't go anywhere.
That's the whole point. Of
yeah, exactly.
Junior college.
Yeah, exactly. So you went back to Golden West.
Yeah, and then I was there up until COVID, and then like a few months into COVID, I just decided that football was like.
Yeah.
I got everything I wanted out of it.
Yeah, dude.
And like I felt like I was kind of like, you know,
it's a new chapter in your life.
Exactly. I felt like
it's hard because I know you are the same way. Like you grew up playing football. Football's been instilled in your blood since you could walk. Basically, like I was playing catch with the football when I could, first could walk, running routes when, I'd go to elementary school and shit. And so it's weird when you have that, but you're almost, because you said that it's not like you were still there during COVID, and then you kind of just were like, I think it's over.
Yeah.
Which is a good feeling, because that's kind of how I was at Murray. Like my senior year started, I was like the starter in spring ball, so I've talked about on here, some stuff happened with coaches not liking me, they weren't the guys that recruited me, I didn't play. I just kind of stopped playing, and then about halfway through the season, I had like fallen in love with the idea of comedy, and I had started writing. There were no open mics that I could do, but just little shit like that. And it was almost like the last game came, and I think I only played like I was like the punt shield and shit, which fuck that shit sucks. Just having, dude, we ran like the shield, so like someone would rush through the A gap, and I would sit there like this, and I would have to just go like this. Like I couldn't step or move, or we had an Australian punter, so sometimes I'd be side shuffling and have to block DTs and just big mother. You know the guys on special teams who are like, I don't play, but I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna block this punt, and then I'm gonna get playing time. Coach is gonna see that I'm the best, like the fucking psychos, dude. Yeah, and so
dude, you definitely have the craziest dudes on the team on special teams.
Exactly.
Like
so then yeah, dude, I had people slamming into me talking shit like, yeah, little bitch. I'm like, bro, we each play 6 snaps. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're bench warmers fighting with each other. Fuck that. Like, stop. Can we take it easy on each other?
He didn't take his aggression out in that instance.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that shit sucked. And like, yeah, so back to the point, like, I was ready for it to be over. Like, the last game ended, and I remember I kind of looked around the field, and I was like, holy fuck, like, I'm never going to play football again. That's all done. It's sad, but it is what it is, and I'm ready to move on. And so that's cool that you got that, because a lot of people, like, love the game, and they're just done after high school. Like, they can't, and it's, like, so heartbreaking and hard, or people never get to go to college because of injuries, or they're not good enough, and that's all they want to do. So there is something kind of nice about it, right, that you, at least, that's how I feel. I don't know how you feel, but that you kind of got to, yeah, it just was over. Like, you were like, okay, new page, and there wasn't a super sadness about it.
Right.
Do you miss it at all?
Not really.
Me either, dude. Yeah. Not at all. I still, do you watch NFL still?
I never really have.
Okay.
I've always just enjoyed playing it, but never really.
Okay, you were never a big Okay, so like, I still watch like football religiously, and I love watching it, but like, there's not an ounce of me that misses anything about practice, even game. Like, I don't, like, nothing about me wants to go suit up. I feel like nothing left to prove. I played at the highest level. I got my education. Like, I'm done, and I just have accepted that. And so, like, you found a new passion. You don't, it's just kind of, I guess it's hard for people to fill that void, because, like, football is everything, and now you have other outlets to put everything into. So, yeah. That's good, dude. So that's cool. I'm glad that you're doing well. So now you're working at PetSmart?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. I have so many questions about PetSmart. All right, what do you do at PetSmart? Are you just a cashier, or do you get to, like, mess with the dogs and shit?
Oh, man. So I work at the Pets Hotel. So.
Oh, yes, dude. You're living the dream.
Dude.
Pet Hotel.
It's an amazing job, man. I I love it.
That's sick.
So I work with like all the dogs, some cats.
Yeah.
So mostly dogs. So pretty much there's like they have like the doggy day camp, and I'll like, be in there with the dogs, like
fuck yes,
you know,
dude.
play with them, do all that stuff, like.
Bro,
Make
you
sure,
have to
make
just
sure everything's going on well. Make sure they don't fight.
You just have to never be sad. You don't have an excuse to be sad.
You can't be sad.
You get to go to You're like, oh shit, I gotta go play with a golden retriever.
Exactly.
Shit, I get paid whatever an hour to go play with a golden retriever. Like, you know, you could be flipping burgers or like pouring compost or some boring shit like that. Yeah, so at the hotel, there's all kinds of animals, right? Or just dogs mostly.
Just dogs and cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't deal because PetSmart has like other animals, right?
They do.
You don't really deal with them though?
No, because the Pets Hotel is just where people bring in their animals.
Oh, yeah.
Have them stay for however long, or like do the day camp or something.
Yeah.
Those animals in the store you just buy.
Is there like a species of dogs that is just very troublesome? Like they're like, hey, we got a blah 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 today, and you're like, fuck. Or no? It just kind of vary by dog, I suppose.
Well, like, I don't know. I kind of like love all dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like one dog, it's just like a bulldog. Bulldogs are very stubborn.
Yeah.
Like
you can't really move them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you go go into the room. You always have to like kind of pet them a little bit before you get them out, or else they won't go. Bro, they'll just go just. They're a rock, bro. You can't move them.
So
it's crazy.
funny and weird.
And they walk so slow.
Yeah, fuck that.
And then I'm just like walking with them. It's like taking forever. But yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. Some Pomeranians are kind of crazy.
Okay, yeah, they can seem kind of mean.
Yeah.
Are like bigger dogs nicer than little dogs, or either way?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah, I had a lot when you came here. I'd like the little dog. I was telling her because one ran up and they were like super nice, and I was like, oh, like they're very nice, but they bark at everyone that comes in this house, like including me, and they'll nip at people's ankles, and like it doesn't hurt because they're like 3 pounds or whatever they weigh, but like. I just didn't, I don't want them attacking my guests like they're vicious guard dogs where you could literally punt one so far. Not that we condone punting dogs here at the Your Last Resort podcast, but that's cool. So you like it, it's fun. That's cool. The pet hotel.
Yeah, I also do like other stuff, just like clean around there, like give them their food and everything. So it's like sometimes being there with them, sometimes it'll be doing other stuff. It's good to have a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they can definitely get old babysitting all day.
Yeah.
I mean, dogs or
just like standing for without moving. It's just kind of they want to move.
Yeah, it's not like you have a nice switch up where you're like sometimes I'm doing like the boring stuff that's like very like corporate, but you got to do it. But it's a nice break from like the hecticness of babysitting dogs to where that like monotony is somewhat enjoyable. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Okay, so we're gonna move into another segment. This one is called The Dumbass of the Week. Dumbass of the Week brought to you by Red Foreman.
Dumbass! Dumbasses! Dumbass! 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 Dumbass!
The Dumbass of the Week this week is very special. We have 2 of them. The first one is the Grammys. Did you see the Grammy nominations? They just came out today.
I did not.
They're fucking terrible. They're fucking terrible. Like, rap is, like, people are, like, Freddie Gibbs is up, which, like, Freddie Gibbs' album is great, but, like, artists I've like never even heard of are up and nominated.
Freddie Gibbs, to be honest.
Freddie Gibbs is cool. Like I'm like I don't listen to rap as like hardcore as I do, but like I know The Weeknd dropped a really good album, No Nominee. West Side Gun dropped like his debut album, and it did like amazing on Billboard's. Not in there, and like oh god, I wish I would have wrote down exactly who they had, but it very much rivals. You remember the year where it was like Macklemore and like G-Eazy and Kendrick and like all these bullshit artists and Kendrick, and then Macklemore won it, and everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, this is what this year is shaping up to be. So
and like the Iggy
when she won over J. Cole's like Forest Hills Drive, the first album to go platinum with no features, like dumb shit like that. So it's looking up to be one of those years. We haven't seen who won yet, but they get it. And then the other dumbass of the week is Twitter for their fleets. Why?
Unnecessary.
Why? Just why? Like, should have never done it, dude. And you know how I know it's sad is because sometimes when I'm really bored, I'll be like, let's check fleets. And there's, you can check your Instagram stories and you can check them bitches for like 3 days if you really want to, because everyone posts them, or Snapchat. Like, you gotta have a really boring, dry-ass day to get to the end of the Snapchat stories.
Yes.
Fleet, dude, I'm done with them in 30 seconds.
Dude,
like, 6 people post them.
1 or 2 a daily.
Yeah, exactly. I post them, like, only to promote the podcast, but it's like, bro, like, how the fuck am I supposed to post stories on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter? Like, why?
It's too much. They're just doing too much.
Yeah, they're trying too much, and Twitter was great with what it was. Like, it's somewhere where you go and share your thoughts. Like, I could go tweet right now, like, fart, punch, fart, and everyone would be like, cool. Like, it's not weird. But you can't just, like, post 50 pictures on Instagram where you're a fucking psycho.
Exactly.
And everyone's gonna block you. So, I don't get why they did
I
that.
feel like they were kind of like their own.
Yeah.
Their own, like,
Entity.
app,
Yeah, now they're like...
And that's what made them so great. And
Yes,
ruined
dude.
it.
Yeah, they're just like all the other bullshit. And it's like, how long until we start seeing like more not like they've like when now you can't just retweet or quote tweet it, quote tweets everything, and then you gotta just hit retweet again, and it only retweets it. Like they do, like they keep adding these little shits where they're like, we're making it more user friendly, and it's like, no, you're not. You're just making it more complicated.
Exactly.
I don't. And also, Fleet. That was the best name they came up with. Twitter probably has everyone in their marketing team makes 6 figures and has a college degree.
Right.
Why the fuck? That's the best that you came up with? Some marketing dude from Princeton or wherever they gotta get some good ass dude. If they hired us, I could come up with a better name than fucking Fleet. It doesn't even make sense. Like, you hear Fleet and you think of like a boat.
Yeah, right.
But like it's a bird. Like Twitter's a bird. Like you could have called them like nests. Like everyone make your own nest. Like some like for the bird. Like you could have done so much. That was just something I came up with right now, and it's already better than Fleet.
Right.
So yeah,
you could have been real creative with that, but they just
it's nonsense. It's bullshit. No one likes it. I think it'll be gone. I think they honestly might phase out if it doesn't get popular enough.
I think so.
I don't know. I have enjoyed all the memes though. Wherever, you know what I mean? Where everyone's like, look what has stories now, and it's like Canvas. People and the teachers like, check out my latest assignment. That shit's funny. I like the meme.
Calculator app.
Yeah, dude, that shit killed me. It was like 9, 8, like it was the number stories. That shit was hilarious. So they're the dumbass of the week. So before we move into the final 2 segments, for anyone wondering about comedy, I did just kind of sets. I did some sets in LA that were cool. If you go on my Instagram, I have a picture of this place at Vicky's Clubhouse where it was like the walls are all painted. It's a super dope picture. Otherwise, things are starting to die down with this lockdown. Like a bunch of mics are disappearing. So I kind of think it's going to go back into no comedy for the next couple weeks. There's that vaccine is supposed to be final test December 10th. And if it's approved, they're like, we'll have the bitch by December 11th. So... I'm hoping that that comes soon so that things get back to normal, because I think comedy's going to re-disappear. And sadly, I might even do a Zoom show if I get desperate enough. Because it was like when I took that first break of like 3 or 4 months with the first like when the pandemic was like really crazy. When I got back, like I was so rusty, I lost it was like I was a new comic again. Like I didn't have my timing down, nothing. Like I finally got it where I got like good jokes, like talked about last week. I did like my first 15-minute set, and like it went fucking great at this bar where like it was just set up for me to fail, and I did good. So like I'm finally getting the swagger and like the confidence and the flow back of everything that involves in my comedy, and now it's just gonna disappear. So that's fun. Did you see the thing that Chappelle put up today on his Instagram? It's pretty cool. I don't remember the name of it, but if you look up Dave Chappelle, he only has like 4 posts. He like posted another set. Like, did you ever see the one where he was talking about like the police violence and stuff, where he was really serious about it?
No.
He did that like a couple months ago, and he did another one where this one's like less comedy, but it's really serious. And he tells the story of like, you know, he started comedy at 14 and the Chappelle show, and how like they didn't pay him shit, and like they put him in a contract. So, like he was like, I want to start a new Chappelle show, but I literally can't, because they own the name Chappelle Show. Like I can't have a show with my own name. He goes, they still haven't paid me. He goes, if you look up how much show that show's made, I mean that show's made millions of dollars for Comedy Central. He signed like a $30,000 contract. Like that's all he got paid, and they still own it in his likeness. and he's never been paid, and he fucking hates Comedy Central for it. He talks about it and tells these other stories. It's like 18 minutes, and it's really good. But at the end, he talks about how like Netflix got the streaming rights for it. But if you've noticed, like you can't find it on Netflix because he was so mad because he like loves that show and he wants to do a new one, but he hates that he doesn't make a dime off it. Like when Netflix buys those rights, it goes all in Comedy Central's pockets. And he called Netflix, and they have all the specials. They took it off Netflix for him. And he was basically like, please, if you care about my act, and he's like, I'm not doing this because I need the money. I don't need the money. He goes, I'm doing this for the little people, the future artists who want to own their shit, not get fucked over by this terrible industry. Boycott the Chappelle Show. So, like, there's a big thing, like, people aren't watching it on HBO Max now. It's off Netflix, and he basically literally goes, Comedy Central, he goes, I want to make a new show. He goes, I want my rights back. And he goes, and you owe me it. And he goes, I bet all those shit people who fucked me over are fired. But I need you to call me and give me my rights to my show so I can give the people what they want, and then I don't care who streams it. And like it was just sick. And so like that was super cool. I suggest anyone to check that out. But it is kind of funny because on the last podcast I was like, I'm starting the Chappelle Show for the first time. I'm only like 7 episodes in, but you know, as a comic I gotta join the boycott, so I'm just never gonna fucking finish the show.
It's on hold.
Yeah, but it's super cool, so anyone should check that out. So we'll move into one of the 2 final segments. We're back into the Would You Rather. So now we're in the Would You Rather segment. So I'm going to have you answer 2 of them. I'll answer them with you. If you need a second to think, I'll kind of give my thoughts. So the first one is, would you rather spend your entire 20s in jail or your 40s through 60 in jail? So 10 years versus 20 years, it has to do with the time period. So this one was tough because you know, your 20s is such an important part in your life where you learn so much and you figure out your life and it's one of the most fun times of your life. And I'm trying to imagine, like, me right now, like, I'd be in, like, my 3rd year of prison and I'd have 7 more to go. That shit would be terrible. So at first I immediately was like, nah, 40s and 50s. But then you think about it, that's 20 years in prison, which is double the time. And when it comes down to it, at 40 and 50, what's going to matter to both of us most are our families. And if we have kids or kids, if you have kids young, your grandkids are going to matter, and you are just not going to see them. Like, you won't, like, I mean, most people have kids at, like, you know, late 20s, 30s. Like, your kid would be, like, just starting the hardest part of their life, going through, like, puberty and all that, and you would just be, they'd know you through a glass window. So yeah. I'm going with the 20s, even though it would suck. It's just, whole looking at it as a life, I think that's the better choice. What about you?
For the same reason.
Yeah.
For sure, because it's like you can just 10 years get it over with. Like 20 years is a lot, and that's in the time of life that's like you don't want to miss growing up.
Yeah, dude, and I mean like the 20s are sick, but when it's like the grand scheme, like, I don't know, you keep figures. There's a lot of people that don't figure out what the fuck they're doing until their 30s. Like, you're not that behind. It would definitely suck. I mean, either way, you're going to prison, and then you're, set behind in the system of prison. And we're not going to get into all the deep shit of it, but, yeah, I'm going with my 20s. Be a boring 20s. Toilet wine on my 21st birthday. Birthday sex with a guy named Bob. Nothing fun. Nothing fun about your 21st in prison. Wear a sash made out of toilet paper. The only coin slot you're putting a coin in is some dude's butthole. See, I told you we talk about butts. It happened, dude. It's called Your Last Resort because this is people's last resort. Like, they have nothing better to listen to. That's why I came up with the name. I was like, who's the only people that are listening to it? They got nothing better to do. So, I was thinking about this too. Like, how people have their fan groups. Like, they call them things. At first, I was like, because someone was like, yeah, I told people to watch your show. It was dope, bro. I love the visuals. Like, thank you. And I was like, spread the Last Resort Nation. And then I was like, damn, the Aryan Nation, and I'm white. It's a bad look. Maybe I shouldn't be the nation. I was like the Your Last Resort Tribe. And then I was like, well, white people did kind of, murder all of the, the Native Americans and all that stuff. So I was like, God damn it, dude! Like, what am I gonna what do I call my group that white people didn't already ruin? Like, I'm trying to come up with something because like I know a girl and like their friend group, they call themselves like we call our friend group squad. Like, we're hey, we're hanging out with the squad. They call theirs the clan. Their clan. That's
worse.
That's a terrible name. I was like, do you not think that this is problematic? Like you're you're in a pub, like you're on a phone call. Yeah, tonight we're getting together with the clan. Like that's and they were like, it's funny and we have more than just white people in it, so it's not racist. And I'm like, I'm not saying it's racist. I'm just telling you. Someone's gonna kick your ass one day because you're just openly yelling about the clan, and they're not gonna know which clan you're talking about.
Right.
Okay, so basically the whole point of that story was that I don't know what I'm gonna call my fans or the listeners. I just call them the listeners. Maybe it'll be the Your Last Resort squad. There we go. You guys are now the squad. Congrats. We're isn't it like a group of squids is a squad? Did you know that?
Really?
Fun animal facts of the day. We got animal facts on here now. Would you look at that? Yeah, they're called a group of squids is called a squad,
Dude.
and a group of rattlesnakes, not snakes. A group of rattlesnakes is called a Roomba. Don't know why I know this, but I do. This is what my brain has. Nothing useful. Like remember, I couldn't think of the word that's not frivolous, but I know what a Roomba and a squad is.
I'm going home tonight with more knowledge than I have in a long time.
Dude, you're welcome. The more you know. You know what I mean? We're now I can put educational too on the podcast,
yes,
dude. We're growing. That's fucking funny.
Absolutely. I don't know the hashtag.
Yeah. All right, dude. So the last would you rather is this is a good one too. Would you rather, and this is one I came up with because most of them I just steal off the Would You Rather Reddit because like I'm not a psycho. I just don't think of Would You Rathers throughout the day. Right. This one I came up with though. Would you rather wear the same pair of underpants all week or not brush your teeth for a week? This one's hard because
dude,
you lead this one. I want to hear what you have to say before I go on.
Okay, so like, man, okay, so kind of gross sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, say like.
I know whatever you're gonna say. You don't want to say it, but it's time. Say
It's time.
Say it.
So like like sometimes I wake up and I like need to go to the store or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then like COVID has really made me realize how like nasty it is if you don't brush your teeth.
Oh yeah,
I've
dude.
like gone to the store after waking up.
That morning
not
breath
brushing
is
my teeth,
gross.
and I'm like, oh bro, like I need to brush my teeth as soon as I get home.
And that's not even like a knock on people's, like some people, you'll be like, oh, like, have you brushed your teeth? And like, my breath stinks, bro, what the fuck? You're like, no, like, everyone's breath smells terrible when you first wake up. So yeah, dude, yeah, you kind of like, that's so true. I definitely agree with you. Cause like, I don't go, now like, that's the first thing I do when I wake up. Cause it's like, if you're leaving and you're gonna put a mask on, like, you don't want to smell that. Your mouth's just been open for 8 hours, like, stagnant. That's fucking gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So what are you thinking with this one?
So definitely I would have to do the same underwear because like a week of that, bro, I can't even go like
yeah. It's a tough one though because like at first immediately I'm like I already am like very like aware of brushing my teeth. Like I normally brush my teeth like at least twice, sometimes like 3 to 4 times a day if I like depends on what I eat. And like having something stuck in your teeth, not being able to, it would be gross. And then you would be like, I don't want to have bad breath. So like immediately that's what I would think. But like, you ever like gotten done with a workout, like a hard workout, and so like your underwear is kind of wet, and like you can almost like smell the for lack of a less disgusting word, the aroma of your undercarriage, you know?
Yeah, that's gross, yeah.
Imagine a week later, dude. Like just like even sitting here doing the podcast, like it get like even by the end of a normal, my bad, I'm not talking to the mic. Even by the end of a normal day, like you need to shower. Like that's why people need to shower every day. So like 7 days of the same underwear would
just be like cooking up. Like,
yeah.
Like you'd be able to feel it.
You would smell here's the thing, with the underwear you would be more like smelly to other people.
Yeah.
Where I mean especially in COVID with the mask it would suck for you, but like no one else would probably really smell your breath.
You can chew gum.
Yes, that's true. And you can spray Febreze on your underwear, but like gum I feel like works way better than this spray to the dirty underwear as the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you just convinced me to change my answer because
yeah,
if you after all it takes is one good workout, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like none of these are easy because I mean, no part of me is like, ooh, not brushing my teeth for a week. Can't wait for that shit.
Exactly.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay.
It's just like the Febreze to gum.
Mm-hmm. The gum does more. Yeah.
The gum is the best.
All right, dude. Yeah. I convinced you, who then convinced me. I think I'm gonna rock the dirty underwear for a week.
Oh, really?
Oh wait. No. Yeah, I'm gonna not brush my teeth.
Oh, okay.
Because because even if you were like, well, I'm just not gonna work out. Like, you get, dude. I get sweaty sometimes playing an intense video game. if I'm like last alive in Warzone, there's a chance I'm sweating.
Bro, the
hands, dude.
Controller,
oh yeah, gross. Like what? On my ass that I'm sitting on isn't getting sweaty down there. It's probably like Shrek's swamp after a day. Fuck that. I'm going with
onions.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be gross. I'm definitely
the cheeks and the back, man. When you're,
yeah.
And then after an intense game, man, you need to stand up for a minute.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going with the brush the teeth too. It wouldn't be pleasant for other people, but it'd be more pleasant than the dirty underwear. Okay, so this is the last segment of the podcast. It's called the Last Resort Media. This is where I started it during quarantine. So this is kind of just where I'm gonna share some shows, music, movies you've been watching, just to kind of listeners sometimes check out new movies, stuff like that. And then I won't rate shows or music, but I'll rate movies, and I have a very weird scale, but it's kind of fun. So it's 1 through 3. Sorry, a 1 is you don't need to see it. A 2 is you can see it if you want. A 3 is a must see. So now the 2, I know it's very kind of well, what is a 2? The way we'll do it is if you give a movie a 2, you can be like, oh, it's a 2 closer to a 3, a 2 closer to a must-see, or a 2 closer to you don't really need to see it. So that's how we'll rate it. So this week, music I've been listening to, I've shouted this album out before on here, but I'm back into it this week. On my ride, I had a long ride home from work in traffic today. I listened to the whole album. Was Green Day's American Idiot. I like all my music. Selection is ridiculous. If you hit shuffle, I have hardcore trap, I have reggae, I have jazz, I have rock and roll, I have heavy metal, I have country music, I have everything but EDM.
Yeah.
And but I've been really into Green Day. I was listening to Dookie too, that album. And then for shows, like I said, I was watching the Chappelle Show, but I'm now boycotting it. I'm still watching Sherlock. You ever seen Sherlock? It's a good show. It's on Netflix and is done on BBC. And it's the only thing that sucks is the episodes are an hour and 20 minutes, but it's a mini movie you get to watch, and it's Sherlock Holmes, but it's set in modern times. Okay. And Benedict Cumberbatch is the main actor, so he's a good Doctor Strange. If you don't know who that is, so he's a good ass actor. And then the only movie I watched this week, I was a little lazy on watching movies, was I watched This Is the End. You ever seen that? Dude, it's a 3. Listen, you like comedies? I mean, I assume most people like comedy movies. You need to see it, dude. It's a Seth Rogen. You like Seth Rogen too? Okay, dude, it is. Here's the premise. It's a Seth Rogen movie, and everyone plays themselves. Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen, James Franco is James Franco, Danny McBride, Danny McBride.
I think I know which one it is.
Yeah, dude, and it's they're all at a party, and the end of the world happens. And it is one of the funniest fucking movies around.
I love that movie.
It is so good, so funny. I hadn't seen it in forever, and I rewatched it. That's a 3 must see. If you haven't seen it, I really, if you want a good laugh at any point during this week, I highly suggest watching that movie. So for me, that's all the suggestions that I have for this episode. So if you want, tell the people you've been listening, watching, if you've been reading a book, anything like that.
All right, so let's see what I've been watching. So I'm very late, but recently I've been watching anime. Mm-hmm. So the first anime I watched was Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter, however you want to say it.
Yeah, I'm not an anime guy, but I have a lot of friends who, it's like the other stuff. I'm not into it, but I respect it. Right. But I had a guest not too long ago who was really into anime, and he was talking about it. And I have a couple friends who are really into it. So I know of names of anime, but that's my extension of how much I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I started with Hunter x Hunter. Okay. And then now I'm on to Naruto. I'm on season 4.
Isn't there 90 seasons of that show?
There's so many.
4,000 some bullshit amount of episodes.
Yeah. So I'm on that now, and then so I've been really into that. And then what I've been listening to, a lot. So first of all, Lil Peep, I always listen to him. So
okay. Yeah.
And then I like I'm listening to Trippie Redd's new album, Pegasus.
Okay.
I like it a lot. Like all the
I like
songs
Trippie Redd. I like some of the, I'm not a diehard fan. Like I don't have any like songs downloaded, but I listen to, he comes on shuffle stations and I enjoy his music. So
yeah, I like his parts on that, and I also really like the features he has.
okay.
I like their verses and stuff on there. So
Yeah, a good feature is always so dope when they're just like both kill it.
definitely.
I love when like a feature like outshines the artist. Like they come on, like my favorite song ever is Money Trees by Kendrick.
Ooh.
And I think J-Rock out-raps Kendrick on that song. That's one of like the hardest verses I've ever heard in my life, and I just love that song. Sorry, anyway, so yeah. So you were saying Trippie Redd, the features on the album, and any other stuff you kind of listen to right now?
I'm listening to Nick Prosper. I really like his stuff. He has like some like rap stuff, but also like almost some like rock, like alternative.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I like artists that kind of have a wide range like that.
Yeah.
You should check out a guy if you're ever looking for new music called Wax. He does kind of that same where like he has some songs where he's just gonna rap, but he has acoustic songs and he has kind of like rockish songs. I think if it's kind of like how the guy you're describing is, I think you would like it. But sorry, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, he like plays his own guitar in his songs. I think most of the time. I follow him on Instagram. That's what it looks like, and he's from New York, so like it's pretty dope. And then also I've been listening to a lot of Juice WRLD songs like on SoundCloud that are released. That's where the best songs are, bro. The unreleased on SoundCloud.
Yeah. I like Juice WRLD a lot. It was him dying was so sad.
Dude, I know. So sad.
But any other music you want to shout out? You don't have to do every song. I just know people like to kind of put other people on music and stuff. So
because recently I've like just found some new music. Like my girlfriend just showed me this one song called "Hell and Back" by I don't know how to say his name. It's like Bakar.
Okay.
Bakar.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of his songs after hearing that. So it's really dope.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Any you watched any movies in lately or no?
Not really. No.
Yeah, not everyone's a big movie person. I really like movies. All right, dude. Well then we're coming to the end here. I want to give you a chance to kind of just promote yourself, talk about your Instagram. I'll put it in the bio. I know last week I kept doing this thing where I was like at my Instagram and I'll edit it in, and then I didn't do it, but it was because I had like so many technical difficulties with editing this video, and I didn't have Final Pro Cut yet, so I was doing it on iMovie and shit, and I got the video out a whole day late. So after this, it's Tuesday night when we're recording. It'll be out tomorrow, the episode. So I'm gonna after this just spend however long it takes editing it. So I'll make sure to at the start hopefully put your Instagram in, and then if not, it will be in the bio and all that. But kind of promote yourself, talk about it, shout out some rates or anything that you want to talk about right now. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. I do personal work. I also sell the work that I make. So my art page on Instagram is r.p.graphics. So you can hit me up on there, DM me if you want any work done. I can let you know a price and a time I can have it done by. So yeah, just let me know if you want any work done. I could.
Yeah, dude, hit him up. He's great. You guys saw the logo. Had it up at the start of the podcast. If you're listening, it'll be out Friday. You can go check it out on the video. Yeah, dude, you're great. You're great work. I really will suggest you to a couple people. I'm starting to produce podcasts out of here. That's a good thing. I want to shout out the Superfans podcast. One word, Superfans Sports. God, this is so bad. I don't remember if it's the Superfans podcast or the Superfans Sports podcast. But if you look up Superfan, one word, you can find it on Spotify. It will be on Apple once it's approved. They're running the podcast out of here. It's like a sports podcast, but I know they need a logo, so I'll shoot them your way, see if they still need one. But yeah, anyone else that kind of hits me up about the logo and the stickers and all that, I'll be for sure let them know. And like I said, guys, his stuff will all be in the bio if you need to look him up. If you for some reason can't find it in the bio or it's not working for you, message me and I'll for sure give it to you. Again, dude, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a blast, dude. It flew by. To the listeners, to the squad, I can't thank you guys enough for coming back and listening. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're returning for the 36th time, I love you and I appreciate you all the same amount. Thank you guys so much for listening, and most importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
This has been a Your Last Resort production.